Obligatory podcast intro.
Hey, you're listening to 100 Years of Continuity with Matt and Adam, where we discuss comics and their roughly 100-year history. This is a new show from Flippin' Pages. This time we read the same comic. Mainstream comic is what we're aiming for.
Very
Extreme. For the first episode, I wanted to do the most mainstream comic ever in the history of the entire world.
right.
If the readers can't, or the listeners can't guess, it's Superman.
Action
And
comic Superman.
That's what I was about to get into. So Superman Action Comics or Action Comics Superman, the New 52
Yep,
specifically.
specifically.
The reboot where he's wearing the jeans and the t-shirt and the cape is his only like cool
Thing
part
from
of it.
home
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he
like
had, like-
Kryptonian
Yep.
style piece of equipment. He's just wearing. I like the boots.
Yeah, I thought that was really
The
cool.
boots were so his whole look for the first like couple issues.
I loved it.
Is sick. His dude outfit. I'm just a dude, like a
Yeah.
iron worker or
Right?
a construction worker or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
So I love that part of it. That was cool because he had almost the same costume for an extremely long time. There was times where they switched up the costume, but
Oh, you're talking about the original.
yeah,
standard,
the original
yes.
Superman standard costume for 80 years or
Yeah,
whatever
they might
it
do
was.
like a black outline on
He
this.
doesn't have the
one.
underwear
or
on.
no underwear.
Yeah,
Right.
So this was like a big, like as big of a change. I'd say more of a change than the black outfit or
Yeah,
the
right.
underwear being gone or
Because was the original Superman in this outfit?
no. Superman original
Started as yeah.
the pajama looking thing.
So I liked the new 52 version with the black S on the back, which is what he has.
Okay.
And I just love the way the suit looks. There's
Right.
no underwear. When he does get his suit, it looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Like I
it
love
does.
it. This is also
Sleek.
young Superman.
Yeah, not
Dude,
experienced
I
Superman.
loved that. So I've never read a Superman comic like I never chose to.
Yeah.
He'd pop up in some
Yeah,
Batman.
it
and-
happens.
yeah. So Justice League shit. But I never read a Superman comic. And I was always kind of same reasons everyone else did. Like, oh, he's too, what is this going to be
Cheesy,
about?
whatever. Yeah.
But this dude, he was shit talking.
Yeah.
He was raw. Like they showed
Whooping
up. He's
people.
like, yo, who wants some? He said that. He turned, it was like, you want some?
So
This is great.
that whole angle was amazing. Him not being able to fly,
Yeah, that was cool.
him only jumping and only he couldn't even stop a train
Yes.
all the way.
Right.
That was my
It
favorite
should have been
part.
just light work for him.
It in all other comics, it would have been nothing.
Just a finger,
No-
bloop, done.
He wouldn't even had to. He could have blown on it gently.
Yeah, didn't his ears started bleeding?
His face got messed up in a
Right.
few of the fights.
Yeah,
So,
because
like,
that's where he got captured.
yeah, he got
'Cause
captured with the train ran
Lex
into him.
Luthor did a whole weird plan
Yep.
about.
That was a convoluted ass plan. I'll tell
yeah,
you
it
that.
was just to fucking pin him with a train against a wall.
So the reason why I was so excited about him not being uber powerful at the beginning is because that's how original Superman was. I don't know if
Yeah.
everybody knows, but it's in the song. He jumps over buildings.
Yeah.
He's faster than a train.
Can
He
leap-
doesn't even fly.
Leap a building in a single bound. Yep.
Yeah, faster than a speeding bullet. So like. He's not. They said in this the fastest they had ever clocked him.
200.
That was the one. No. They clocked him on the thing. It was 200, and then later, whenever he says, "Oh, I have to go 25,000 miles an hour," they go, "You've only been clocked at." It was 600.
No, they
miles or
said
something.
you've never been clocked over 600.
Yeah. Okay. There.
So
it is.
the fastest
Yeah,
you've been clocked is 200 something.
Yeah.
And you've never been clocked over
over
600.
600. So
and
between
you have to get going 25,000
1,000 miles an hour or whatever.
And
it
this
ended up being.
and this Superman's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, instantly.
He's straight up like, step out of the way, I got this.
Zero hesitation.
No, and I
in this
love that
Superman.
about him. Like,
zero hesitation.
and because it had that element of, ooh, he might fail.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
perfect.
That makes uninteresting comics interesting again.
yeah. Because normally they do it by introducing someone that's stronger than him.
Yes,
and it's always
power
that.
creep. It's always power creep.
Exactly. So to have it where it's like, okay, normal things are he's extraordinary, but not the like godlike.
He's not
being.
a god. You don't. That's not interesting to write.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
interesting to read most of the time. There's writers
That can do it.
that
right.
can do it, but so this was a Grant Morrison comic.
Yeah, he's
that
dope.
we read. for the most part, the comic was enjoyable. There was some weird jumps between, not just between the issues order, but actual like editing from panel to panel sometimes was weird. There was some confusion that me and Matt had with a couple panels that Superman for a second either was being seen in a different outfit or turned into a different outfit.
So he's fighting Metallo on the ship, and it's a Brainiac ship, so he has all the bottled cities. And he breaks one, and he grabs like a building spire.
It's a giant spire of a building.
And he picks it up as a weapon, and I guess the bad guy saw him as previous Kryptonians.
Pictured him as
it's very strange.
his dad,
one panel
maybe
he's
even?
like a young black-haired gentleman with like a white suit, and then the next one's like a bright red and then the next it's just back to Superman.
him.
And I was like, that was really strange. There's also one earlier where he's talking to someone and he's outside. And then the next shot he's inside, and then he's back outside again. And I was like, DC does this a lot where they do something and explain it later, and they kind of want you to be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And they'll
It
bring
just
it
seemed
up
like a problem, not like they were doing it on purpose.
a little couple parts where I was like, that didn't
weird.
make me curious or intrigued. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Confusing, just straight confusing.
Yeah.
Just the opposite of what you want
And
to
DC
do.
is very convoluted. And speaking on that, like you said, so this trade paperback we have is what, 1 through 8.
Yeah.
So the way they release it in here is chronological, and the way they released it single issue was different.
Yeah.
So issue 8 in this one is like issue 4 or 5.
It's in the order of
single
4 or
comics.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is weird, because so you got the whole Brainiac story first, but then you got the parent story.
The jump back.
You
or
got John
whatever.
Henry shit. You got a couple other the weird future
They
people
introduced
that
John Henry in a comic, and then later comics, they're like, "This is John Henry."
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
wearing this is him getting suited up for the first time.
and you're like, we already
Wait.
seen him fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
Why did y'all do that?
That
It's
was
so weird.
That was the editor or whoever's decision that was. That was silly.
And I kind of referenced, I was looking at the issues based on like, okay, 8's number 5, 3's number 7.
Right.
Shit, and it's like, it flows fine. Like doing the
It would be
parent
fine.
story
It would be
was
fine.
just, it's just lore.
I don't know.
When you do it this way. When you finish the story and then say, oh, hey, by the way, this is what happened. I'm like, is this extra? Are these side stories?
Right.
I had to read them all before. I'm like, oh, this is part of it. This
Yeah.
is connected.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
was-
Very strange.
It was weird.
What the fuck,
well,
DC?
Your comics are going to get strange when you've done over 2,000 individual comics with Superman involved.
Series, right? We said that?
So
yeah, series, because the comics would be like millions.
no, yeah. So like not series. So like just standalone
Titles,
released
right.
issues. So not the titles, not Superman Action Comics.
Oh,
all
okay.
across all those. So all the Superman titles.
Damn.
So not just Action Superman, but all the other Superman titles.
Right. Superman anything, right?
Superman.
Elseworld Superman?
Yeah. So anything that he's mainly in, it was over. So they were guessing. DC said it was Direct Comics was like 1,000. But everybody was like, no, you're not counting this. You're not counting this.
Right.
So they were saying it's between 1,000 and 3,000. So I just split the
Jesus
difference and
Christ.
said around 2,000.
That's so crazy. I've been reading comics so long and haven't read a Superman. Well, now I have, but
Now you have. I got you to read a Superman comic.
yeah, and it was good, dude. I really did enjoy it.
When I was a kid, I know I've told you this before, but I avoided him like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
I would get
Same.
some comics when my dad would buy me stuff. He bought whatever he recognized, so he would buy me DC stuff because that's what he read.
Right.
So like I had a few DC comics. Of course, I had the Death of Superman.
I did too.
Who didn't? The
Right.
cover with the
Oh yeah, 'cause I guess I read that one.
the, like-
cape on the stick.
cape on. No, not, that one. But did you have the one where it had a? It was a gimmick cover. It was like a piece of plastic over it, and it was like hard to see through.
It was black and silver.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, dude, I did have
yeah.
that. It was
So
like a anniversary thing or something.
it was special edition or whatever.
I had that
I had
one.
like 4 of them because family it was a speculation time. Everybody was like, "Oh, buying these comics is going to be worth so much money."
Right.
So I had for one Christmas, I had like 4 Superman of that
Death
issue
of Superman.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, I had all of that.
I had one.
Of course, no. There's going to be Death of Superman comics till the end of the earth.
Right.
Somebody's got it in a safe, in a poly bag, in a hard box,
Buried.
underground, in a salt mine somewhere, and it's going to outlive all of us.
Right.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was dope too. Doomsday just fucking shit up. That was a crazy comic. So crazy.
So like we'll talk a little bit more about the comic. So it's Metallo and Brainiac are the main real bad guys. Luther's in there, but he's like a side bad guy. He's not really the main.
Remember at the end?
Yeah, he works
like,
with. Yeah,
he was helping Clark Kent the whole time.
Yeah,
being
he
like,
was the one calling.
He was like, "Hey, this
giving him
guy's
info.
planning on killing this guy."
Yeah.
How did Clark get his scoops? It was all
We
Lex.
didn't find out to the end it was Lex.
So he's kind of like
But Lex was also talking to the fucking
the alien
Brainiac,
which Metallo doesn't look like he's going to look, or is that how he'll look with the human face, or will he eventually be all metal?
I don't know. I think because they said his insides are different and whatnot. I think that's how he's gonna look.
I thought maybe he may fuse completely.
Yeah.
And will kind of look like the metal
I
skeleton.
kind of hated that Steele's was the one who created the outfit, and his looks almost exactly the same.
It did bother me because I'm like, is that Steel?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's
Luckily,
John.
one guy's black and the other guy's white. That helps.
That did help. That did help.
But I was like, I did not like the Steel outfit.
No, I didn't either.
At all. Either of them, the Metallo version or the Steel version.
No, I didn't.
I did not like that.
I guess because New 52, they're like
they had to try something different.
else, right? They started over.
So, like I said, when I was a kid, I only had a few Superman comics, but I had like 6 or 7 Steel comics.
Oh, did you?
I don't know if I've ever said that. I had, and they were in a row.
Oh, shit.
I didn't have nothing in a row.
Same.
I know you know that.
Yeah.
I didn't have 2 issues in a row. That's when I found out about graphic novels. I was so freaking excited.
Like, collects all of them.
It's the whole story. I was shaking. I literally, when I found out what they were.
Fucking find these.
And I own not the exact version or not the exact copy, but I have a version of the first graphic novel I ever had. It's that Cable one by Rob Liefeld.
Nice.
It's the one where they take a lot of pictures to say this is some of the worst art that's ever been put in a comic books. It's from this graphic novel.
Oh,
when I was a kid.
Oh, the one you showed me. I remember.
When I was a kid, I thought it was the best art I've ever seen in my entire life.
Sweet, you don't
so
know what
90s,
you're talking about.
So friggin' 90s, but it wasn't. That was written in the 80s. He was just doing 90s shit all the way back in the 80s.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Ahead of his time.
Worst foot drawer in the history of the world, and he made millions and millions of dollars.
The faces were all crazy too. I remember
He
it.
literally couldn't draw feet. There would be like rubble in front of people's feet, or they would stick below the edge of the comic book page. like
He's like, don't worry, I can take care of it.
Yeah.
Like you can't draw. He's like, I know, but
know.
I can
It's all
can
good.
work this out.
I figure it out.
I can figure it out. But yeah, no, man, I really enjoyed this. It started getting convoluted near the end, at least in the order this was in.
Yes.
Because you were meeting people he met from the past that are joining him in the future.
Other super. Yeah. So I was like, wait, are they little kids there? I thought they were adults going back and meeting him. No, wait, they're little kids
They're
too?
little kids, yeah.
Yeah, they met him when he was a little kid while they were little kids.
And then they go back in time, so they're in the Brainiac ship after Superman had already beat Brainiac.
Yeah.
And Superman's looking down on the Earth like, I'm only 5 years into my career right now.
That's his Fortress of Solitude.
I was
or
like,
whatever.
man, y'all couldn't wait to fucking get this all convoluted
so
and crazy.
Weird. This is supposed to be for brand new people.
Exactly.
The point of the New 52 and all of it was to hook brand new people that didn't have to worry about 100 years of continuity.
Exactly. And they didn't do the same thing with like with Batman, where they cherry pick certain events, because Batman New 52, the Killing Joke still happened.
Yeah,
the Long Halloween still happened.
I thought
like
it didn't at first, and that they retroactively did it that way.
No, they meant to.
Really? Okay.
But Superman doesn't. I guess maybe the Superman comic.
Because the other title.
He has
ones.
another New 52 comic. Yeah, because Batman had Detective and
Adventures
Batman.
of Superman.
He
all
has
the different
Superman
ones.
and then Superman Action Comics.
Yeah.
So he has a main title.
Yeah.
This is Action Comics. So
Right.
that one is probably set way in the future. So this one takes place all before that one because it's not well,
I liked how both his parents were dead already.
New 52. Yeah, right. I thought
cool.
that was
That
I
was
was like,
cool.
"Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Nice. They're
different.
both dead. You don't have to worry about
Going-
Kent running around
Going
and,
back to the farm when he's sad all the time.
and having to save her from
Yeah.
some convoluted
Yep.
bullshit." But the New 52 is 52 universes, not
Yeah.
52. They did issues,
52
and said
releases, titles or whatever.
but
yes.
it's because it's 52
so
universe.
there's 52
that's,
Superman, there's 52, and then there's the negative universes
yes,
too.
so that's
the
all they
100
know about. There's more.
104 then.
But they chose we're only going to focus on these 52
okay.
because the Detective Comics and the Batman comics are not the same.
yeah, I knew
Which
that.
so that would probably mean Action Comics and Superman are not the same.
No, they're
So
not.
this is its own story.
they are
with-
not. Yeah.
What
So
the
we
fuck?
talked.
DC, man.
We
come
talked about
on.
everything being convoluted and shit. So we talked about both owning the death of Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was doing a little bit, the most minor bit of research, I was like, I wonder how many times Superman has died.
Actually died.
Died. So the answer is really tricky. Only a couple times for real in the main continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Only like 2 or 3 times. But if you count times where it was a dream or it was a different universe or whatever, you're looking at the very least a few dozen, all the way up to hundreds if you count
Ooh.
like other people's comics where he's dead. So like
Right.
Elseworld stories.
Talking Christopher Lee amount of deaths here.
Yeah, so
Sean
dozens
Bean.
of times. At least dozens of times.
I mean, you got to, because like we said, the Superman problem, and then it's like, oh, he's dead. Oh no, but you paint yourself now. We need him,
Uh-huh.
so he has to come back.
Yeah.
which means he probably wasn't dead, and blah blah blah.
So like what they did with Wolverine was pretty cool. How they had him encased in adamantium or whatever to take him out of the picture, and it was just X-23 being the new Wolverine,
Right.
Which was dope. But then fucking Old Man Logan pops up and is
Yes.
around. So now
in the main universe now,
in the
too?
main, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
he came to the 616. It was
So,
stupid.
It's weird.
That was stupid. You actually took a character away. You didn't say he was dead and that he was never going to
He
come
was
back.
gone, though.
He's taken out of the picture for right now. He's alive, stuck in adamantium, and they left him there for like a little while. I think it was like a whole year at least.
Right.
I think it was like a year. And whenever I was like, oh, it's X-23 is Wolverine. That is dope. I'm on board. And then like within a couple months, I might have been even quicker. They had an Old Man Logan. And I was like, God damn.
and then I'm
it.
sure not too long after that,
He
regular
was back.
Wolverine
He came back. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Hot Claws. That was when he came back with Hot Claws. Do you remember that?
No.
So
Hot
they
Claws.
wanted to be able to market him to more kid friendly. So now when he chops people up, it cauterizes so there's no blood, so they can
That's-
still do some pretty cool violence
Right.
without having any blood. That was their compromise.
Hey, that's better than the cartoons we had where he would be like, let's
couldn't.
fight, pull out his claws and then throw him.
put him right back in.
Put him in, punch him, and then throw
pick
him.
him up and.
I'm like, just insinuate it. Just show.
Well, that's what robots are for.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
why
every
cartoons
Sentinel
use robots.
episode, he could destroy him.
Yeah, Sentinel or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah, Superman dies a bunch. Couple
whole
times for
bunch.
real.
yeah,
Only
exactly.
a few times, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
That was cool, man.
I thought it'd be more like actual deaths.
Yeah.
But they want to use it as an event, right? They want to make it a big deal when he does die.
Yeah.
Because, oh no, no one can handle it, even though there's so many people in the DC universe and
that are
multitude
technically more powerful.
of universes. Like, do you see that one where he met the old man Superman? He was like all white, gray hair and shit.
Yeah, with the
He was
black
super
and other
evil.
black and white outfit.
It was all
like the
white
future
with
outfit?
like black. Yeah, it kind of looked like some Krypton.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, and I liked how his suit was from Krypton, and when he put it on, it like matched the blue and red.
Yep.
That was dope. So
Yeah.
no one sat there and made a Superman suit.
Nope.
It just came from Krypton, which I thought was really great.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
how
really
he used
cool.
his little ship as a bullet when it was all tiny.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, they had talked about how it couldn't get destroyed. It was as strong as anything. It was invulnerable.
Because they couldn't hurt his cape. They
No.
had it on a clothesline, shooting it and burning it and blasting it. It did nothing, which I thought was really cool too.
Yeah. So I tried to look a few things up, and I thought this was interesting. Well, I tried to look up like how many individual types of items have been a Superman, like plates and like just anything.
So like
the merch, the Superman merch. So that number is incomprehensible to humans. It encompasses anything you've ever thought of ever that you thought might exist. It exists.
As Superman.
Yes.
So what other properties have been like that? Star Wars.
So in Japan,
Simpsons.
If you go to Japan, they have crazy, like they'll have Evangelion merch, like phones,
right?
Computers, full breakdowns of computers. So in Japan, it's an art. The merch is a crazy art,
right?
But here, it's usually not done like that. So what here is like that? Simpsons, South Park was it used to be
Ninja Turtles. There was Ninja
on
Turtles,
every single thing.
Batman
underwear.
too.
When you make the underwear, you know you've made it.
Yeah, right.
And there's more. I've seen more Superman underwear than any other type of underwear.
I think I had
ever.
Superman underwear, and despite never reading, I had a Superman pendant for my chain.
Of course you did. I had a shirt.
Yeah,
I had an airbrush shirt I got at a state fair or something. It was pretty ghetto. It was dope.
It's just you think Superman's the greatest though. Like despite not reading him, you're like, well, he's the best.
Everybody knows who Superman is.
Yeah, he's
the most wide. One of the him, Jesus, and Spider-Man are like and Mickey Mouse are like the in the top
like
5
recognizable
most around the entire world.
Like you could silhouette them and people would be like, I know exactly who
100%.
Right.
Part of a silhouette of most of those guys are instantly recognizable.
And he just stands for everything great because he's like a great dude.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
And in this one, he's not perfect.
No, not
which
at
makes
all.
it actually interesting, which is amazing.
I love the young, brash, go hard Superman.
Really cool to see that because like we said, we're not used to any Superman, let alone a cool Superman.
Yeah, he was pretty. I feel like he was like one bad moment away from being like, I'm about to.
I thought he was going to murder some of those guys.
Yeah, me too.
And did you hear the injuries the lady described?
Yeah, he was messing them up.
4 broken ribs, a punctured lung.
He was
like broken ankle.
He was,
but
not
that
shy.
dude was a wife beater, so he was like, he probably deserved it.
He probably definitely deserves it,
unless she forgot to make a sandwich, and then
Jesus. So our door shoots open. You just get beat up in like 3 seconds, and then what was that?
Oh man! But
I can fucking hear you, right?
So the story was cool. I liked that Brainiac wasn't a human.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't humanoid either
at all. He was like a squirmy,
like a worm
with like a weird brain.
Yeah, it was like a caterpillar.
It was squiggly brain parts.
Yeah. It was interesting.
It was cool.
So I liked his new design, and Superman's design. Obviously, I really like. Brainiac and or a Metallo and shit. I didn't like. Luthor looked like a fat teenager in some of those shots too.
It was weird.
He looked young, but like he looked kind of chubby.
He was chubby. They made him look chubby for sure.
So did he have a suit? When he looking at his suit, or he had not made one?
He was there when they were doing the Metallo.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I didn't quite remember it. I was only gonna read a little bit, but I got really into it.
It was cool.
So I read the whole thing.
Overall, it was good. Yeah. So the artist was Rags Morales and Andy Kubert.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this was a good one to start on. It's literally the definition of having 100 years of continuity.
Yeah.
It's almost there. I know that it doesn't. It's 38. I looked it up. It was 1938.
Okay, so we're close.
We're only a few years.
It's also just the title of it. It doesn't matter.
It's a round number. It makes sense.
Feels good.
And the comics have actually been around for longer than that.
Right.
But all the way through, they really haven't. So
true. One day they will be, and hopefully we'll still be doing this.
We'll at least be reading them. We might not be on the podcast, but we're going to be doing almost the exact same thing.
We would, with the mics or not.
It's almost the same.
Yeah, I've told people that where I'm like, no, like we would do the same. I mean, like he would sit on the couch and I'd be standing up being like, all right, and this happened and then this. Like,
taking almost as long because we're not describing it to y'all, to each other the same way we describe it to you.
Yeah.
But we sure as hell take a long time to talk about it.
We do, yeah. We will break it down for each other like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So might as well do it as a show.
Yeah.
Well, I got a suggestion for next 100
let's
years
hear
of
it. That's
continuity.
perfect.
I want to do the Houston Scarlet Spider.
Yes, yeah.
Dude, so one point,
sure.
Spider-Man, a clone of Peter Parker's name's Kane. He ends
Not
up coming
Ben Reilly one.
Not Ben Reilly.
No.
His name's Kane Parker. He ends up coming to Houston, and Houston gets its first, like, big superhero, and it's a Spider-Man who I maintain would kick the shit out of Peter. But we'll get into that.
No, 100%.
We'll get into that. But I think that should be our next
Who killed
one.
the Spider Queen?
Yeah, dude.
It wasn't Spider-Man.
Oh, we could do Spider Island.
Yeah, we could do that because we already got that.
We have that.
Yeah.
I did have Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know.
You know exactly, fucker. You happened to him. Nah, but either one of those would be great to cover.
Yeah.
And we should definitely hit like Batman, get the big ones.
Of course. That was my plan.
Yeah, it sounds good, man.
And if y'all have something that you absolutely have to hear us talk about, let us hear about it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Message Adam, and he'll get to you immediately.
Immediately, first 10 seconds. Just wait. Don't even click away after you type it.
He will answer.
Just sit there and no, I'm kidding.
Super
don't do
quick.
That. Please
but
don't.
definitely message him. Any
let me
suggestion?
know,
We'll definitely
know.
cover it. That would be cool. Someone was like, "Yeah, get this." I'd be more than happy to do that for someone.
Mainstream, pretty much anything, mostly mainstream.
And if it's underground, I might cover it for flipping pages.
Exactly. So yeah, just let us know.
And the release for this, we're going for once a month.
We're gonna at least get once a month.
The minimum.
Yeah.
So you don't get mad if we don't make it.
Please don't.
But there's a chance that you'll get maybe one every so often, more than once a month. So we'd rather do that and make you happy than say we're going to do this and then not and make you mad.
Exactly.
So a little extra for y'all out there.
So this has been 100 years of continuity.
100 years of continuity.
That's right. With Matt and Adam.
I wanted to echo it out like that.
I liked it. For real. It was good. All right, guys. This is the end of our first episode. Y'all have a good one.
Later.